Hi, I'm David, and I'm back with Magic ManaStrike. The Vivien season just opened, and so I want to get into whether or not a free-to-play player can afford to buy this Magic Pass, assuming that you bought the last Magic Pass, and what that means for free-to-play players like myself. So, as you can see, the Vivien season is open. She's going to be a green Planeswalker, and they are advertising right away for the Magic Pass. So let's go check out that Magic Pass. I get my daily login rewards, which are cards today, but I want to highlight that you get gems once a week. This is a 7-day, it's a 28-day tracker, but each row is 7 days, and once in each row do you get gems. So in 2 days, I will get 40 more gems, and then a week after that, 50 gems. So this is one of the sources in which a free-to-play player, including myself, can get gems throughout the season. The second way is the shop. So you can see right here that I can claim 14 free gems today, which I will do. And then just looking, I don't want any of those cards. You can reset the shop and possibly get another set of, about a dozen, maybe up to 16 gems. So I'll claim my Haunted Guardian here. Don't need any of those things. And then the final method in which you can get gems is the Magic Pass itself. Now, there are no gems in the free Magic Pass. We'll do a quick scan to show. But up here at 360, there are 100 gems. So you're going to invest, we'll check the cost of the Magic Pass in a second, but there's only one gem reward, and I'm pretty sure it was the same last season. So it's very hard as a free-to-play player to build up the gems necessary. You can also, I think, win gems in events, but in very small numbers. So we can see that the Vivien Magic Pass is going to cost 790 gems. Now, even with the 40 I will get in 2 days, that will only bring me up to 786, which is not enough to get this Magic Pass. And I have played this game, if I haven't recorded games every day, I've at least logged in to claim my daily rewards from the daily count and shop every single day during the KOTH season. So this game is practically impossible to play free to play if you want to be purchasing the Magic Pass every season. I'm going to have to wait until I get another set of gems in a daily shop before I can purchase the Vivien Season Magic Pass. Granted, I won't get the Vivien Planeswalker until I get 30 Spark, but that shouldn't be very long. Anyway, but let's check out Vivien herself. Just like last season, I looked at KOTH, and I have really enjoyed KOTH for the past month. I will actually continue to play KOTH in this video once I have given my opinion on the Magic Pass this season. Vivien is the title Planeswalker of this season's Magic Pass. So she is an archer who is ranged and can attack air and ground units. It tells us air here and ground there as separate skills. And that's because she does more damage to enemy air units. You can see that she's doing 117 damage per second to ground units, but 176, so that's like 60 more damage per second to air units. If we look at her skill, it's this focus fire, and we will see how that happens in a second, but it fires 5 arrows in a single direction. I assume if you're watching this video, you have the game, so you could check this out yourself if you wanted to, but I would just like to give you an explanation of if I'm considering Vivien right now, and maybe I'll see her on ladder and it'll change my mind. But specifically her Planeswalker skill, look at this, it shoots 5 arrows that pierce through units and keep going. It seems a lot like Swashbuckler's ability, and I really like Swashbuckler. So, green isn't particularly strong. It does have the new unit. No new units came with this update, to be clear. I'm talking about the Sylvan Ranger, I want to say. 3-cost unit that came out in the previous update. He's strong, and Vengevine is strong. So, my conclusion about Vivien is that I like her potential, and I like her skill a lot. It reminds me of the Swashbuckler skill. Not Swashbuckler skill, but Swashbuckler attack, which I enjoy using. But I will just have to see if she is strong enough and has a large enough presence on ladder to justify spending all of my gems on Vivien. And I actually believe that with all of the new player rewards, I didn't actually go down to 0 gems at the end of last season, so if I purchase the Vivien Magic Pass right now, then I may not have enough gems at the beginning of next season to buy the next Magic Pass, which is going to be in 27 days from now, so the season lasts 28 days, I think. So, another tidbit about the beginning of the season is that everyone above 2,000 has been reset to 2,000, but note that you will not receive these one-time rewards for getting a highest rank above. For example, 2,500 gets you the booster. Those can only be received once on the account. So, let's just use the Koth deck that I've been running. I have been feeling a bit bored of it, but maybe now that I'm back at 2,000, it can steamroll some other people who are in the same range, because once again, everybody who is above 2,000 has been reset to 2,000. So, let me know how you're enjoying the new season. I haven't gotten to play any games yet, and it shouldn't be much different than what was previously, except that Vivien's in play. Now this opponent is a Garruk, so not a Vivien yet. I'm very much looking forward to playing against some Viviens today. Alright, aggressive start. This Garruk probably has a response. Interesting that he plays the Lord of Lineage is what I believe that is, in the top lane, and hasn't played anything else. I mean, I'm doing some major damage to his tower here, and Shivan Dragon should be pretty good against this guy. Yep. And then we'll kill the bottom one too. This player's not... See, the player isn't respecting my Goblin Artillery. Ah. He sent multiple units into my territory, so... Honestly, could be a bot. I mean, let's just drop the Planeswalker, because if it is a bot, I will probably see a Planeswalker in response, and there's Garruk. So, more and more I'm thinking it's a bot. Maybe the game was just, the game typically gives a bot after I've lost a couple games, so maybe it's just trying to encourage me to play this season. Second tower already. So now I have 4 Koth left, plus the ManaStrike Koth, which means I'm just playing them out here, making sure that they get used, because there's a very good chance that I can get the main Guardian this game. And I mean, I'll take a 3rd Spark for free, so... Koth is marching to the tower there. It's not really much to say. I'll play Koth in the bottom lane because it seems like that's where Garruk was headed, but At this point, just trying to send in enough units to the main Guardian that it gets taken out. To be honest, Garruk here might get to my tower, get to my top sub-Guardian, but I had enough mana to play Shivan Dragon. I mean, this is just 100% a bot here, so it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to deal 4,600 damage in the next 30 seconds, so I will just continue to play so that my towers don't get damaged at all. I mean, no sense in losing this 2-1, or winning it 2-1. Once again, I don't particularly understand the star system. I know that in my previous videos I was winning about 25, losing 25 per match, but there were some in there that I was, winning or losing 23. So it could possibly be dependent or slightly dependent on the number of towers you have won and or lost. So I just think that always a 2-0 win is probably more secure than a 2-1 win. I only earned 21 stars for this win, not 25. So, not really sure how that works. Let's make sure to complete my quest and get a new one. I think I will refresh my Summon White cards just to make sure that it... Yep, win 2 matches, I can do that. Alright, let me know what you're playing. Are you still playing Koth now that the Koth season has ended? If you bought the Magic Pass, are you a Tezzeret player or Garruk player still? My opponent Ronan is playing Nahiri, not a particularly popular one, but definitely one that I can't have trouble with, given her Planeswalker ability, which I believe is to make herself indestructible. Possibly when she crosses over, she becomes indestructible for a bit. So, my opponent will probably play her Planeswalker, to deal with this. No, Haunted Guardian and Shivan Dragon. A very powerful combo nonetheless. So Ashcloud Phoenix, since it's air, shouldn't take any damage from the Haunted Guardian. It's a unit that would take a long time to kill anyway, so I'm not particularly sad about that. There is the Planeswalker. Make sure to use Koth's ability before he dies so that he damages Nahiri and the Soul of Theros. But my opponent was able to drop a unit at my tower, which I think is the Fire Shrine Keeper. But now the Shivan Dragon isn't getting damaged. Oh, and there's the Spectral Procession. So Shivan Dragon is still undamaged, and I have nothing that can even attack it. If I play the Ashcloud Phoenix right now, it's just going to get destroyed. So I have to let my tower deal with it and not let her play much into my territory now. She did get Soul of Theros, and I believe Soul of Theros does AoE, so the Hadron Scouts were tough. Okay, so the Spectral Procession I didn't see coming, but Shivan Dragon should take them out without a problem. Hopefully I'll get my Ashcloud Phoenix back, but this is proving very tough because my opponent has 2 Nahiri right now, and I only have 1 Koth, and Koth has not been able to take out Nahiri one-on-one. Wow, is my opponent giving me a break? It looks like I'll be able to take this tower right now. Yeah, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. I can't play Koth because if he gets into the territory, he will not attack the Planeswalker. And I just took out Nahiri without a Koth of my own, and we're in ManaStrike. So, alright, here is a Koth, though, to respond to Nahiri. The Spectral Procession plays have been very weird. The last one was played not near my main Guardian, and this one was played, again, not to deal any damage to a tower. So, I'm going to pressure my opponent with the 2 aggressive cards. This game is and there's another Spectral Procession in a bizarre place. This game is a very good example of why the 2 aggressive cards work very well together. If the opponent can't respond to it, then they both just crush the tower in unison. And with a couple hits from the Goblin Artillery, this tower should be mostly dead. It didn't quite get there like I thought, so let's play Koth. Actually, I probably shouldn't have played Koth. I probably should have played the Hell Rider. Just the Hell Rider, because that was 400 damage with the jump, and then another few attacks from either him or the dragon should finish off the Sub-Guardian. So, yeah, Nahiri is particularly tough for my deck to kill, but my opponent did not use his Planeswalker and other cards to build on the advantage that, let's say she, because I don't know the gender of my opponent, but they were playing a female Planeswalker. My opponent did not build on her momentum after taking my first Sub-Guardian, and honestly could have built a push to my main Guardian that would have been very tough for me to stop. Okay, let's complete this. Nope, I did not mean to upgrade, just receive my coins. And then keep going. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. I mean, I won my first 2 games, which 2 in a row is not particularly impressive, but if we can keep up a win streak for this first video of the season, that will be nice. This is a Chandra opponent, so another pure red. If you watch some of my other videos, I've made comments about how I think I can beat Chandra, so let's prove myself right. Alright, so the key is not to be aggressive. My opponent should be the aggressor. Unfortunately, I do have my 2 aggressive cards. There's a Shivan Dragon. I'm a little surprised, so since they invested so much mana in that, I put my own aggressive unit in the bottom. So Shivan Dragon should do against Shivan Dragon. I can't tell if that's Chandra herself or not. I think it is. So let's stop my opponent from putting anything else in my territory. And look at that. Shivan Dragon with the Hadron Scouts did handle Shivan Dragon plus Goblin Artillery. And now with Koth down there, I have a push to play my aggressive units. And look at that. Koth has made it to the tower and he'll do some damage. My opponent has played her second Chandra. So I'm saving up for Shivan Dragon here, and then Koth will take care of that, where with Hadron Scouts handling the Goblin Artillery once again. So the Goblin Artillery has gotten in some pretty good damage on my tower both times, but I've answered it with 1 mana. So there is a trade-off. I'm waiting for the jump to play the Swashbuckler. There is a trade-off between, yeah, my tower has taken some damage, but I get a mana advantage, and that was more important because with the mana advantage, I can handle the push that my opponent was making in the bottom row better. So I think that's a Chandra. Play Koth here. Koth might damage the Goblin Artillery. No, he's too far away now. My opponent has committed a lot to this push for a tower that was close to dead. So my goal right now is to protect the tower that I have remaining while also putting pressure on my opponent's final tower, because in the end, to win, I need that tower. So here's the pressure. Shivan Dragon, Koth, Hell Rider, because Goblin Artillery can do the final 500 damage in 2 hits, but Hell Rider can do more in 1, which it did. It did about 400. And then any old Koth or Swashbuckler, any unit that can do 100 damage in a single hit would finish off the tower, which is what happened. So now I just throw everything that isn't the 2 aggressive units on the board. So that started with Shivan Dragon because it was the strongest and it moves slowly. But then with the rest of my mana, I put out the Fire Shrine Keeper, the Swashbuckler, just to build up this wall of units in front of my tower that would take damage before the tower did, so that I didn't lose the game. Alright, so that's my second match there for the quest, and haven't quite summoned all 8 Planeswalkers, but that's okay. Can't refresh the... Oh, actually I got these cards. Alright, can't play blue cards right now, so I will either finish that with Jace, probably lose the game, or just refresh it tomorrow. Alright, we have found another match, this time against Dovin. Alright, fun. I really like playing against Dovin decks. Dovin is my... Honestly, I like him more than Koth as a Planeswalker, but Koth has been strong and fun, so worth playing. Alright, let's open aggressively against Dovin, especially with the layout that I just received. Alright, Dovin is starting off right away with the Other Squall. Luckily, I still have something to respond to it with. Hopefully the Hadron Scouts can take out Dovin, which they did. Very nice, and that lets Koth focus on the Other Squall Ancient. My opponent plays a second Dovin, which means... so I played Fire Shrine Keeper, but I'm ready to play second Koth if it comes down to it. And look at that, the Goblin Artillery is still poking away at that tower because my opponent never answered it. And in the top lane, my single Koth defeated the second Dovin. So my opponent definitely played second Dovin too preemptively. And actually, with all the air units that I have right now, Other Squall Ancient died remarkably quickly. Dovin actually killed my Koth there, but the units that I had left finished off Dovin. So it was worth it, and now I'm 1 Planeswalker ahead, and I'm a full tower ahead. And I have a push with 2 Phoenixes and the Dragon. So I'll add my aggressive units to it because my opponent doesn't seem to actually be playing anything to respond to those units right now. Dang. I was going to play Koth to respond to the Walking Ballista. I'm very lucky that he reaches it across the lane right there. But mostly I was building to a push to the main Guardian. It looks like I didn't even need it on the bottom lane because the units are destroying the main Guardian with just the Phoenixes and Shivan Dragon that were there anyway. So Kolvar probably wasn't a bot because he played his Planeswalkers very early and very aggressively, but played said Planeswalkers very poorly. Alright. So I finished my Summon Planeswalker quest. Let's collect that. Summon Red card will definitely happen in this video. Now, if you are new to the channel or new to the game, this final gold pack, and when I say gold pack, it only gives you gold, the currency gold, is only available if you have the Magic Pass. So, and you earn it when you earn your 5th booster of the day. So, let's go earn my 5th booster, but since I haven't bought the Magic Pass yet, I will not earn that gold pack. Playing a Sorin, so I'm actually finding games quite quickly right now. That's probably because everyone is excited about the Vivien season. If you're excited about the Vivien season, let me know in the comments. Leave a like on the video too if you're enjoying the content. Okay, so luckily for me, my opponent started off very early and very aggressively. That was okay. I was gonna say it was a weird spectral procession, but that's because they were trying to get their Reaver Demon out, and also they did very much trick me because I played Koth. Yeah, Koth has to come out here to solve the Reaver Demon. Wow, the Reaver Demon has my tower. They played Sorin in the bottom lane, and I was like, okay, I'll play Koth. But then when Sorin died, they turned around and placed him right back in the top lane, and my Koth was alive, because that's what he does, he survives, and was not available to respond. Same thing has happened now. Koth is such a survivor that I don't have him to respond to Sorin. So I have to play him right now. Come on, come on, come on. Refresh. Oh, actually, I don't. So Sorin did die from the tower, but look at that. My tower's half damaged. Here comes Dross Messenger to do even more. I'm not in a good position. But I have 30 seconds here before ManaStrike. It's now only 20. The circle was particularly strong to force me away from building an aggressive push. And I don't want to commit anything right now because I know that my opponent is going to build. So, okay, wow. He chooses to go. No, he doesn't. Wow, I got tricked again. My opponent is trying to get my second sub-guardian, not my main guardian, and tried to distract me with Sorin, and it largely worked. I'm hoping that I can get the sub-guardian. Now, my opponent is way ahead on main guardian damage, but yeah, I was about to say that my sub-guardian is probably gone for. Done for? That's probably what it is. So, I'm hoping that I can turn this push right now. Wow, no, the Spectral Procession is going to kill me before I can kill his tower. That actually didn't happen. Wow. So I don't think I finished a thought in the last 30 seconds. I was hoping that I could play Koth and build up enough units to take out his main guardian. What I didn't do was keep some defensive units, like I tossed out the Fire Shrine Keeper as an attack unit when it is definitely a defensive unit. I should have kept that, knowing that my opponent had Spectral Procession and was going to play it. Fire Shrine Keeper plus Hadron Scouts answers Spectral Procession pretty well. So if I had kept those two in preparation for the Spectral Procession played on my main guardian, maybe I would not have been so close to losing the main guardian. And I truly thought there that I was going to lose the main guardian before I was able to eliminate his main guardian. It didn't happen to work out that way. My tower did defend the Spectral Procession play quickly enough that my tower didn't lose all of its damage, but that was close, and it was only close because of misplays on my part. Alright, we're playing another Chandra. So we are not the aggressor, regardless of the cards that come up in my dock. I do have Hellrider and Goblin Artillery, but I can't play them unless I reach 10 mana, and the opponent does nothing. Alright, 10 mana, the opponent did nothing, so I'll play the Goblin Artillery. And there's Shivan Dragon. Alright, I'll play Hellrider in the top lane because I have time to build up the mana to respond to Shivan Dragon. Ash Cloud Phoenix because it's not going to be damaged by the Fire Shrine Keeper. Yeah, so Shivan Dragon was pretty good here. It'll hit the Spinning Demon and the Shivan Dragon. What? Why did my opponent just... That's why. So Chandra jumped back so that Koth would not attack her. That was pretty smart. Unexpected, but smart. I don't really know how to handle the Walking Ballista here, so I picked the Fire Shrine Keeper. I don't want it to get too much damage on my tower because that's how this red deck is going to succeed against me specifically. Shivan Dragon should deal with this group of guys here. But since my opponent played her Planeswalker, I will also play my Planeswalker. I don't really need more help here, so there they do it again. Chandra jumped back so that Koth didn't damage her, and now I didn't actually use Koth to do anything to Chandra. And when I say you use a Planeswalker to counter a Planeswalker, I need Koth to damage Chandra. And luckily my units are doing enough of a job here, but that could have been a lot worse for me. I do actually have more damage on my opponent's Sub-Guardian than my opponent has on mine. So, play the Shivan Dragon because I have the mana. My opponent also plays the Shivan Dragon. It's going to be tough here to, yeah, with the Ratchet Bomb, it's going to be very tough to finish off this tower. Before my opponent finishes off mine, I should say. Alright, get a Hell Rider. Well, okay, I thought I could place the Hell Rider a little farther into the territory. I have 2 Shivan Dragons, which is what's really doing it here. Because of my variety of low-cost cards, I was able to get out 2 Shivan Dragons. And honestly, the Goblin Artillery are punishing the lack of response in the bottom lane pretty hard. You can see that the bottom tower has 346 health left. That's only 1 or 2 Goblin Artillery shots, and that game would have been 2-0. But also put me in a great position in case my top Sub-Guardian ever became overwhelmed, and then it was a 1-1 game. I was way ahead on the second Sub-Guardian because my opponent just didn't respond to the Goblin Artillery. But also by playing the Shivan Dragon in the back, it gave me enough time to build up more mana for a second Shivan Dragon, and so there were 2 of them flying their way towards the tower. And just wiped out 2,000 health in a couple seconds. Alright, this player is a Sorin. Remember last time the Sorin player tried to trick me, so let's see what he's playing. Wow, playing a Grave Titan deck. Not very common, but I respect. I really like the concept of Grave Titan. So here's Koth. He should do some good stuff. Crows, and if I'm seeing Crows are just a good card in general, but it's probably going to have Reaver Demon at some point. Let's play Koth again. And I can do that because I've already seen the second Sorin. That's actually the third Sorin. But what I actually need Koth for right now is the Grave Titan. Look, the Grave Titan is still alive, even though it was played way back at my opponent's main Guardian. So that whole push took almost a minute, and I can probably expect a similar push in ManaStrike, possibly 2 because the mana's doubled. Which means it's really important for me right now, while my opponent is playing responsibly. You see the Haunted Guardian, you saw the Crows. It's very important for me to get as much damage on the 2 towers as I can, eliminating 1 if possible. And here's how. So Goblin Artillery just needs to get 1 bomb off. There it goes. I'll have the tower. And I'm actually going to play a Hell Rider on the top tower too, because it was pretty effective last time. The Hadron Scouts were there just to prevent a little bit of damage from my main Guardian. Because, like I said, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get Grave Titan and a ton of cards again sometime during ManaStrike. So there's a Hell Rider. Hell Rider was very sketchy. I probably should have saved the 4 mana for the response here, but actually I'm not seeing another Grave Titan. It could easily be that my opponent's strategy just falls apart. That they can never, again, build up enough mana or time to do that push again. And so they only have the main push, and they expect that it'll just overwhelm certain decks enough to win. Nope, there's Grave Titan. Sends the push back at his sub-Guardian instead of his main Guardian. I don't know if that was a mistake, or if that's how you have to play the Grave Titan, but yeah, it seems like the deck only has the one big push, because it did take 2 and honestly 3 of my opponent's Planeswalkers to support it. Possibly if you can only use 2 Sorin for the first push, you can then have 2 during ManaStrike. But that is a good strategy against decks that it overwhelms. Unfortunately, mine has the defensive capabilities to stop it, so I handedly won that whole game. That should show you why sometimes being the aggressor is not the right choice. Having the defensive units to respond to pushes is important as well. So it's probably going to be the same in this game. I like my defensive options, I just have to know where to place them. Like here, Dragon should take out the Hell Rider pretty quickly, and the Spectral Procession, because Shivan Dragon does AoE damage. So I've only spent 7 mana to handle, I guess, 7 mana of my opponent's. I will turn this push in, or I will turn this counter push into a, I don't know what I'm saying. I added my aggressive units here because my opponent doesn't seem to be doing too much, and look at how much damage I've done to the tower because of it. Wow, I actually took out the entire tower because of it. So, okay, definitely need to answer that. Shivan Dragon probably could have answered that as well, but it would have been 7 mana to do so, whereas Swashbuckler was only 4. I am going to put some aggression on the bottom tower, but my opponent hasn't played any Nahiris, so I guess there's a chance it could be another bot. There's not really a reason to give me a bot right now. Maybe they've just sort of flooded the ladder with them for the start of the season. Don't know. But we can test in a bit, because bots will usually only play Planeswalkers when another Planeswalker is played. So let's do it. Koth in the top row. Some other units to go with him. But here's an example of, if it's a bot or if the player's gone AFK or something, just take the 3-0 win. Main Guardian's going down in 2 seconds here. I didn't see any Nahiri that game, so I know that I said to be defensive. That was my initial line of play, but once nothing was happening, that's why I don't burn mana, because if I just sat there the whole game waiting for my opponent to do something, I would have wasted a ton of mana. So I played the dragon, I played some aggressive units once the dragon wasn't being dealt with, and that turned into a 3-0 win. Now, that's not going to be typical. Normal opponents and even bots will play Planeswalkers and other strong cards to try to stop you, but yeah. Okay, another Dovin. I like that. As we saw earlier, the Dovin deck earlier was an Ether Squall deck. That is what I have been seeing in terms of Dovin decks. So let's be aggressive, because Ether Squall is not a defensive card. It only attacks buildings. So this is why I do the aggressive start, is we can see that my opponent is playing Sphinx of the Final Word, which is very important to know. It means that I don't want to be building any big pushes where all my units are concentrated in one place, because they will get sphinxed and attack each other instead of my enemies. Okay, I don't want to take too much damage on the tower, so I played Fire Shrine Keeper because 2 Haunted Guardians can do a lot of bad stuff. Wow, the Blinding Mage will also do some bad stuff, so I guess it's Swashbuckler. And I should get a Phoenix back. Nope, I guess the Ratchet Bomb took it out. But these 2 units should do plenty of damage to the tower, especially with the stunned Dovin. Okay, Corn Tangler. Pretty good response. I will be playing Koth once Dovin gets to my side. I didn't actually need to play a Fire Shrine Keeper, I suppose. Let's get another Hell Rider in there. So Hell Rider's going to do 400 damage, and actually with the jump another 400, so it was better than the Goblin Artillery, but now that nothing's going to attack the Goblin Artillery, I will place it. My opponent is too busy responding to things already there, and there's the second bomb, so I do actually have this tower. Not quite. 95 more damage. That's going to be a pain, and actually with the 2 units at my bottom Subguardian, my opponent will get it. So I have to play Koth and Fire Shrine Keeper because I can't let Dovin stay there, because if my opponent is able to place more units close to my main Guardian, I could just outright lose the game. Yeah, so I need to, not only do I need to get the bottom Subguardian, which is what I was just doing, placing units to ensure that that happens, I also need to get the Subguardian that I don't have while not losing my personal Subguardian that remains. So I think I can do it without Planeswalkers, which means that my opponent's Dovin needs to die. So that just happened. Koth is still alive. Hell Rider should do some pretty good work against the tower, and I have a push here. Now, this is what I was talking about. Sphinx of the Final Word just confused all my units and made them attack each other. But as long as I don't do that again, as long as I don't create a giant swarm of my own guys, I should be able to take this Subguardian. I didn't realize my opponent had another Dovin, so with 3 different cards I was able to kill it. The only play I have against the Circle is Swashbuckler. Luckily I did have Hadron Scouts next in the queue, but right now I'm just dumping cards as I get them so that my tower doesn't die. And in this moment, I'm saving up my mana because there are already units there ready to attack, and I would rather get a dragon. There he is. And then in the next 6 seconds, Hell Rider. Ooh, yeah, Sphinx of the Final Word was pretty bad. In 1 second, I don't think I can finish this off, so this game will end in a tie. As if time went on, I probably could have. No, I couldn't have. It was so hard for me to deal with Spectral Procession when my opponent played it. That final push was probably my last effort. It wasn't enough because of Sphinx of the Final Word. Very strong card. If you're playing, I'm pretty sure it's blue, if you're playing blue and you're defensive, you need Sphinx. I mean, it's just so good. I mean, Sphinx not won my opponent the game, but didn't lose my opponent the game. You could think of it as it caused the draw, so definitely worth it. All right, this opponent, Yornik, is a Tezzeret player. With Tezzeret, you have to be aggressive, so let's play these two. It's not the it wasn't the Hell Rider, but it was okay. So my opponent is assaulting me on two fronts, making it very difficult. I don't think Koth is going to kill Tezzeret. Hopefully Swashbuckler can do it. Come on, Swashbuckler. Nice. Not quite good enough because this Dross Messenger and Haunted Guardian are still around. So I have lost about half the health of my Sub-Guardian, and I haven't dealt remotely that much to his. But there's an aggressive set, dealing plenty of damage. Skull Catapult is played way too late, but it's good to know that he has it. So my opponent is bringing in a Tezzeret. No, my gosh, that's actually just the Skull Catapult spawn. I messed up there. I completely thought that unit was Tezzeret for some reason, and now I'm going to lose this Sub-Guardian. And I'm one Planeswalker down. Oh no. I actually needed Koth to die there. Alright. Wow, so I handled Tezzeret without a Planeswalker, but at the cost of a tower. So now if we look at tower health, it's 55-12 to 47-76. That's relatively even. I think that, yeah, so Goblin Artillery did latch onto the tower there. My opponent didn't have Skull Catapult. And my opponent is actually choosing to Tezzeret for the main Guardian. And there's Sphinx of the Final Word, which possibly made my Shima Dragon attack my Planeswalker. Alright, gotta play Koth. There's too much there to not get another Shima Dragon out. I don't really want to mount an assault on the Sub-Guardian while Skull Catapult is available to my opponent, so I might be looking for a tie this game. No, I'm with Circle of Pain in the mix. It's going to be very, very hard to tie. Wow, and especially because my opponent is about to get... If my Sub-Guardian goes down, my opponent will get another Planeswalker, and my opponent is already a Planeswalker ahead because I misplayed Koth, so... Oh, we were already in sudden death. Oh well. Tezzeret is notably hard to play against. And I made a misplay that probably led to that outcome. I wouldn't say caused it, because Circle of Pain and Dross Messenger were going to take out that Sub-Guardian eventually. But misplaying the Koth there meant that I was a Planeswalker behind, and against Tezzeret, you need to use Koth to kill Tezzeret each time. Alright, another Dovin. Should be fun. Alright, just Goblin Artillery because I don't have Hell Rider. Let's see what my opponent does about it. Wave Crash Triton is pretty good. Can't attack the sky, though. And actually, Shivan Dragon makes short work of the ninja, so I'll play that. Hopefully Hadron Scouts can take out the Enclave Elite. Yeah, they did, so I'll get my Phoenix back. Play another Goblin Artillery because I've already cycled back to it. That's pretty nice for me. Oh, wow. The Sphinx of the Final Word is not nice for me, but I guess I'll get my Phoenix back again because the egg is going to hatch. The Icefall Dragon is dead to the Shivan Dragon. Wow. My cards are very much overperforming in this matchup. The Ninja of the Deep Hours has been the primary source of damage on my tower. I guess I haven't seen any Dovins, so when you don't see a Planeswalker for over a minute, you do start to question whether or not it's a bot. There's a Dovin. Luckily, I wasn't greedy. I haven't played any of my Koth yet, so I will play him now. He should take out Dovin in the Wave Crash. Well, actually, the Wave Crash Triton is going to be more difficult. Hadron Scouts should deal with the Ninja eventually. Yeah, Koth and Dovin died, so it's not great, but I don't know how many Hell Riders I've played this game. Most of my damage on the tower has been little Goblin Artillery bombs for 300 at a time. Alright, there's Dovin, so Koth is there to AoE this group. Also, Fire Shrine Keeper behind Dovin, so that Wave Crash Triton is perplexed on where to attack. If you have something... So that has been my strategy against Wave Crash Triton, is place Dovin on my side of the battlefield so he gets pushed back into my territory, and then the some other kind of unit, often the Fire Shrine Keeper, on my opponent's side of the battlefield, so that the Wave Crash Triton, if he's facing one direction, can't push them both away. Alright, so we need to take care of the ninja before he does too much to the tower. I did take care of the ninja before he did too much to the tower. He did a little. I mean, he did a lot, but the tower isn't dead. The tower might be dead with this one. Wow, I think that's pretty miraculous that it's not. Had 44 health left. I almost gave up on the tower. I almost said that the 3 mana to defend it wasn't worth it, and that I should just put in an attack to the top Sub-Guardian. But the defense there did actually keep the ninja from eliminating the tower, and then won me the game 1-0 as time went out. And so we didn't have to go into sudden death. So, that was a prudent choice on my part, and one that I almost didn't make. Alright, another Dovin. So, alright, I do have a Hell Rider this time, so I'm going to play it right away. Why not the Goblin Artillery too? All they have is this High Tide Hermit, an Icefall Dragon, so I'm going to get some pretty good damage on the tower for, 15 seconds into the game. My opponent has already played a Dovin as well, and a Sphinx. So, I play Koth. I think Koth will be able to handle AoEing all of these things down. I played a Fire Shrine Keeper just in case. But yeah, I mean, look at this push here. I get a Goblin Artillery behind them as well. And I'm probably going to get this whole Sub-Guardian right now. And then deal with the Kraken once it's dead. So there's the Sub-Guardian. And there goes the Kraken. Oh, okay, fine. The Kraken isn't quite dead. Now the Kraken's dead. Alright. And since I was able to save up so much mana, I also have a Shivan Dragon right here. So the first 15, maybe 20 seconds of this game decided the pace of the entire match. because my opponent couldn't respond to the Hell Rider Goblin Artillery effectively. Their tower was very heavily damaged. They played Dovin defensively, which I was able to respond to with Koth once Dovin got to my side. So there's another Dovin. Let's see, he's going to the top. That's nice. I mean, I have another Shivan Dragon because I've not been pressured very much. Since my opponent tried to play a High Tide Hermit to respond to the initial Hell Rider, and the Icefall Dragon and everything else, just my opponent's response to the first aggressive push was not good enough. And then I had an advantage that I turned into an entire tower, an entire Sub-Guardian gained. And then right now, for the second half, maybe even second 2/3 of the game, I have been trying to put pressure on my opponent's other Sub-Guardian so that they didn't feel like they could relax, while using the defensive units, because I do have a balance of defensive and offensive. I have been using my defensive units to not lose either Sub-Guardian. And there it's game over, and my opponent has done not close to enough damage to either Sub-Guardian to have a hope of winning that game. So, looks like I'll rank up. I won't be doing rank up, titles anymore. It's not really a big deal right now that I went from 7 to 8. I mean, I did win, what is that? Did I lose maybe 2 games so far? So that is pretty good objectively, but remember, we were reset. So I still have a couple days built up. Is this just a reward I have to claim? Yeah. So I will keep this video going. People seem to like the longer format, so this will probably be another hour or so video. I guess it depends on how quickly I win the next set of rewards. But going from 7 to 8 right here, because I was pushed back to 2,000 stars, which, once again, everyone was for the beginning of the season, isn't a particularly big deal. But if it's your first time reaching 8 or 9, congratulations, because that is a big deal to have the card upgrades and pushing through the grind to get there for the first time. It's very impressive. I start with no aggressive units. Alright, thank goodness my opponent played something, because I did not know which lane to put that guy on. Wow, actually I think that werewolf is AoE, so I don't really know how I'm going to kill it. I played Fire Shrine Keeper. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. So the Beloth is proving remarkably difficult to kill, which is what it's supposed to do. But now I can't kill any of the other units that are around, and the only 2 playable things are the aggressive ones. I got Hadron Scouts down to kill the spider. I did get to play Koth. Let's play a Hell Rider here. Okay, well, the Terrain Elemental is going to be a pain. All I have, because I didn't want to use too much mana on that Electrostatic Pummeler, I did the Fire Shrine Keeper, but as it is, I'm super behind, so I do have to watch out for the Beloth play again. Alright, Koth to handle the Planeswalker. Hopefully Koth can handle the werewolf as well. Alright, I guess I gotta play dragon. Yikes. I'm super close to losing my Sub-Guardian, and I'm nowhere close on either of my opponents. And Dragon's going to attack the Beloth instead of the tower, so that's not too great. Alright. Hagen Scouts kill the Beloth. Come on. I don't think they did it. Alright, I'll play this. Oh, no. Alright, the only thing that is possibly going to kill that werewolf and pummeler are Koth, but look at the damage the werewolf did to my tower. I think werewolf, the Dawn Ranger or Dusk Ranger or whatever, it was my favorite unit when I first started this game, and if I went back to green, I would use it in a heartbeat. I love it, and green is really overpowering me here in the main Guardian. I mean, I'm going to lose. There's nothing I can do about that. Very impressive. Okay, it's not that impressive of a green deck. It's... you play Beloth, force all my units to attack Beloth, and then none of your actual damage units get hit. Pretty basic tank concept, but executed very effectively against me just there. All right. Yeah, I can't think of anything that I particularly did wrong. I should have placed units in ways to avoid hitting the Beloth, for sure. Hopefully we'll be seeing more, because I really do like green, and I think it's been pretty shafted in the game so far. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of those types of decks with Vivien soon. Alright. Interesting. Blinding Mage is his response, which isn't a great response, but possibly my opponent played it when they didn't know that I was playing the Hell Rider. So Koth is not attacking Sorin, which is super disappointing, and could be, you know, Sub-Guardian costing. Swashbuckler died. I just used the Hadron Scouts, so I have to play Fire Shrine against the Blinding Mage, and yeah, I mean, I called it. The fact that Koth didn't attack Sorin cost me the whole tower. So, this is going to be another tough game. So I'm waiting for this guy to get to my side. I will, in this instance, I will let Sorin march into my territory a bit, because I want to make sure that my stuff kills it. And there we go. All of his stuff has died. So now I need to turn this into the tower. Honestly, I need to get the entire tower if I want to win this game. The entire tower needs to be mine right here. Koth is still alive through the Circle of Pain, so that's nice. And it looks like there's the tower. And in fact, no, so I committed a Swashbuckler to this right now because I thought maybe I would go get the main Guardian. But the rest of my units weren't healthy enough. Yeah, so here's Sorin. My opponent knows what he's doing. If I had committed more to a main Guardian push there, I would not have had the resources right here to handle this. Now, to be totally fair, does the main Guardian have much less health than the Sub-Guardian? Yes. I will send in this Hell Rider because Haunted Guardian probably can't hit it. The Hell Rider's too fast. Please let Sorin go in the bottom lane. He does. Okay, so Koth can probably take out both Sorin and the Haunted Guardian. And let's send in Hell Rider to the main tower and Goblin Artillery. Oh no, Blinding Mage just has such good range. Oh no. Alright, if my tower... That was my fault. Yeah, so Circle of Pain and Dross Messenger took out my second main guardian there. My second sub-guardian. And I had the main guardian very, very close. It just took my units so long to reach it that they weren't doing any more damage. So, in hindsight, if I had made the push to the main guardian stronger and done the damage, I would have just outright won the game, right? But at the time, that was very risky because if I didn't know how much damage I was about to do, I did like 4,000 damage with just the units that were left alive, plus the Swashbuckler. If I had known that, I could have maybe thrown another unit in there. Would one unit have done 2,000 damage? Probably not. So, yes. Okay, conclusion. I was right to not commit to the push with the damaged units that was already happening. I should have saved the 4 mana of the Swashbuckler, not played it deep into the territory. I should have built a new push toward the main guardian later. Yeah, I think that's it. I should have played Koth after he died, played him in the bottom, and made a push to the main guardian. Rather than just try to slowly chip away with Hell Riders and Goblin Artilleries. Okay. How often do you feel like you get the main guardian? Because it, like, I was afraid to commit because it doesn't usually happen for me that I actually win by the main guardian. Alright, first Ajani of the day. Very nice. Ajani generally does swarms because of his Planeswalker ability, which makes them all indestructible or take less damage or something. So let's play Hell Rider as I reach 10 mana. My opponent doesn't respond, so I will play a Shivan Dragon in the very back in case my opponent has gone AFK. I'm not going to commit a Koth to this yet. Yep, in case of something like that. So my opponent is still here. He even played a Core Entangler. Looks like stuff's coming to the top row, so I'll play a Shivan Dragon in the top row. His units did get split, so I think he did not intend for that to happen, but so this is another instance where I'm so far ahead right now. It's been half the game, and only one Planeswalker's been played. Only one of mine was played. So I have a Sub-Guardian. My opponent is not damaged. Has not damaged much of any of mine. Goblin Artillery went unanswered and has dealt a ton of damage to the other Sub-Guardians, so I'm trying to build my army, starting out defensively, like right now, and eventually go for the tower. Alright, I mean, I'm going to get this second Sub-Guardian, not a problem, and I don't think I should intentionally go for the main Guardian, because my opponent does have a lot of units that can swarm and defend it, so if I commit too much to a main Guardian push, then I will have nothing to do in case my opponent decides to turn around and attack one of my Sub-Guardians, but in 10 seconds, I don't think I can lose both Sub-Guardians, but let's just play Planeswalker for Planeswalker, prevent any shenanigans, and just let time run out while I'm at 2-0. Nice. Alright, let's play one last game. I'm pretty sure the video is already over an hour long. And I know some of my viewers do like the longer content, but at the same time, I think an hour is about good for a video anyway, and this way I can have an hour of content for you in the next video, because I will keep the rewards, the battle rewards stacked up. You may have seen today that it's given me a message, battle rewards will be reset, and that's because I have a couple days of battle rewards that I haven't used yet. For example, yesterday I played the sealed event and no ranked. Alright, so Will is really difficult to face because of his freeze thing, so let's place the Fire Shrine Keeper. It's very hard to see because he switched to Rowan, but I placed the Fire Shrine Keeper before Koth so that Will froze the Fire Shrine, intending for Will to freeze the Fire Shrine Keeper instead of the Planeswalker, because the Planeswalker was more important for damage. Alright, so my opponent is playing Vent Sentinel and Inferno Giant. And Ninja of the Deep Hours. And actually there's the third, I think third, possibly second, Planeswalker. Oof, and an Inferno Dragon. Alright. I think Koth can... Inferno Giant. Yeah, Koth could take out the Inferno Giant. Koth also took out the Planeswalker herself. So, hopefully Shivan Dragon distracts the units and lets Goblin Artillery peg away at the tower, which is what's happening. Alright, my opponent uses their ManaStrike Planeswalker right away. So I'm going to use my ManaStrike Planeswalker right away. There's an instance where I tried to do the Wave Crash Triton strategy, flank it on both sides with different units, but since Koth had been pushed away, I couldn't place anything. Whoops, I wasted a bit of mana there. I couldn't place anything on the other side of Wave Crash Triton because Koth had already been pushed back. So that was unfortunate. I didn't kill it as quickly or efficiently as I could have. Oh my gosh, there's another Inferno Giant, which is going to hit the... hit the Hellrider. And I should know that my opponent is playing Vent Sentinel. So... it's going to be very difficult for me to deal the damage necessary to take this Sub-Guardian in ManaStrike time. I'm going to play another Shivon Dragon because it's probably my single strongest unit. Okay, hopefully Goblin Artillery is locked onto the Sub-Guardian, but I don't think there's any way I'm actually going to deal 2,000 damage to the Sub-Guardian. I can't play Hell Rider because my opponent will just play Vent Sentinel to stop it, whereas at least with Goblin Artillery, if Vent Sentinel isn't out already, the Goblin Artillery can latch on to the Sub-Guardian and hit it. Now that game was very close with the 2 Icefall Dragons and Ninja of the Deep Hours. I almost lost my Sub-Guardian. So at the very, very end, I was just playing to draw, and that's what happened. So I said that was going to be the last game. I'm going to stick to that, even though it wasn't a win or a loss for that matter. So I don't know if I finished my thought. You can keep your battle rewards over multiple days. They will stack up. And then when I earn all of these boosters, I will just get the following day's set. And then those stack up until you reach today. So I feel like this is today's, which means that I will win these 4 boosters and tomorrow's 5 boosters when I record tomorrow. So thanks for sticking through the whole video. This was another long one. Please let me know if you are enjoying the longer videos. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate you. Please consider liking the video if you're enjoying the content and subscribing to the channel so that you hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post videos. I try to post ranked play videos every other day, especially during this stay at home, quarantine time. I might try to post more videos if you guys are liking it, if people are really looking for the ManaStrike and YouTube content right now. So keep me updated, and the way that you can do that is in the comments. I respond to every comment because I'm not getting that many. So I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.